Hey everybody, it's Cindy here with Stampin' Creations. If you're new to my channel, hello and welcome. If you have been with me for a while, I welcome you back. Hope that you guys had a fantastic holiday season and that it was surrounded by lots of family and friends and laughter and love. So I am excited to finally be back. If you're new to my channel, you may not be aware, but I had two very close deaths in my family just before Christmas. So I had taken some time off to grieve and spend time with family. But I'm glad to be back. It feels good to be back, and I'm excited to be here. So hope you guys are going to enjoy this card that we're going to do tonight. It's an old layout I've done a million times, but I thought it was a great opportunity to do it again and as a refresher. So before we get started into that, let's start into something else here. I just want to cover off a couple things. Number one, I know I owe some people some prizes still. So I will get those out, I promise you. It was a challenge that I posted on my page a while back. So I will still do that, okay? So just please bear with me as I try to work through all my backlog. I had nobody put in an order of $50 or more for December, so there is no fill your bag for December. Okay, so there won't be that, but there will be a January fill your bag. Okay, so get those orders of $50 or more into me. I will get you a new hostess code, and you'll earn a chance to win that. So January 5th is actually the start of Celebration. So this is the most wonderful time of the year if you're in a paper crafting world. So I have left these two books out in my deck box outside of the studio. There was eight books there. You are free to come and gather them if you would like your own personal copy. If you are not local to me and would like me to mail one to you, I absolutely can do that. I just need your address. So just reach out to me and I will put these into the mail to you ASAP. So two things. This one here, Celebration. This book runs from January 5th to February 28th. This book is full of exclusive items. Okay? Exclusive items that you can only earn when you put in an order of $60 or more before shipping, handling, and taxes. Okay, so if you don't have a demonstrator, reach out to me and I can explain this to you in more detail. But essentially, when you put in a $60 order from any one of our books, you get to pick something free from this book only during this time period, January 5th to February 28th. Okay, and these items don't ever come back. You cannot get these again. But the other thing that I want to explain to you is at the back here, a new promotion that we have going on during Celebration is you now have 3 options to join my Stampin' Up! Family. So option one is you get to purchase this exclusive boho blue mini machine, and it's our mini die cutting machine that fits in your palm of your hand. It's coming in this beautiful blue shade, so you can pick that plus your choice of $225 of Stampin' Up! Products for only $175. That is incredible. If you don't want that option, you have another option, which is you can pick the original white mini machine. So the same thing, if you either want the blue or it comes in white as well. Same thing, 175. You're gonna pay $175. No shipping, no tax if you're in Ontario and a couple other provinces. Excuse me. And if you don't want either one of those two options, you don't want the boho machine, you can pick $225 of Stampin' Up! Product for only $135. So that is an absolute incredible deal. So if you have a large wish list, you need to get a hold of me because that is definitely the way to go. You will earn a 20% discount to start, and then it goes up from there. So honestly, it's the best way to go, guys. It definitely is. So this is the mini catalog. This, you're going to notice, runs from January to April. That is a change. The change for that is because we're making some changes to when our catalogs run. So really won't impact you folks very much, but as a demonstrator, it does impact us. Okay, so January to April 2023, and this book is 91 pages full of absolutely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful product. And if you saw my unboxing video, a lot of those items, well, all those items are from this book. There's so many more things in here that I still want that I haven't even purchased yet. Okay, so if you don't have those in your hot little hands right now, please reach out to me. I would love to send this out to you if you're not local. And if you are local, you are more than welcome to stop by my studio and pick one up. It's in the brown box that you just drive up to the driveway and come to the door, and right beside the door is a brown plastic tote, and it will actually have the catalogs in there waiting for you. The other thing I just want to mention is I do have all my classes and clubs for January listed right now. And sorry, I'm just going to go back here for a second. January classes and clubs are listed on my Facebook page and on my website that you can go and look at to see what you like. I am offering 2 options for our club this time around. So I have never done this before. I have always ran what we call a traditional club, whereas, you know, you have 6 people, you each put in $35, and you, one of those months, of the 6 months, you commit to 6 months, you get to be the hostess. So I am offering that option. So that's just how it's always been. So those of you that have been in that club in the past, that's how it's going to be. But if you're not interested in doing a long-term commitment, a 6-month commitment at $35 a month, I am now offering what I'm going to call a hybrid version where you can just drop in whenever you want. So if you want to do January, but you want to skip February and March, but then come back for April, you absolutely can do that. And it will just be a flat fee order of $35. But you won't get any hostess credits for that. So you won't get to be the hostess. So if you don't care about that part, then that's fine. A lot of the folks do seem to like that hostess credit portion. Okay. So I'm offering that a paper share. I'm offering it 2 different ways this time around. I'm offering a variety, which I'm calling it I Want It All, which gives you a little tidbit of like most of the papers. And then I'm doing a la carte. So the a la carte will actually allow you to pick and choose which papers that you want. Okay. And I do have deadlines for all the classes, events, clubs, all that stuff. It's all listed there on my website and on my Facebook VIP group. And I have to stick to the deadlines, guys, because I have to cut product. I have to order the product. I have to prep the product. I have to get the product in the mail. I have to be ready for classes. All classes and events will be held in person going forward, unless, God forbid, we end up in another lockdown. But if there is any interest in an online version of any of my events or classes or whatever, if there is enough interest, I will do the online version. I will do a Zoom or I will do a YouTube video. Okay. But there has to be enough interest for that. So if you think you might be interested in that and you're at a distance, because I do have a lot of you guys that are not local, please reach out to me and let me know, because I am looking to do that for you as an option. Okay. I just don't want to offer both if there's not an interest for both. Okay. I'm hearing a lot of people want to do in person, but I also know there's people at a distance. So keep that in mind. All right. There was one more thing I was going to mention and I can't remember now. So I would need you to stay with me all the way through to the end of this video, guys, because what I'm actually going to do is I am going to pick a random person. As you comment, I need you to comment on the video. And as you comment throughout the video, what I'm going to do is I am going to actually, at the end of the video, I'm going to give you something. So you need to make sure that you stay with me right through to the end. Okay. And be sure to comment, be sure to like this video, be sure to share this video with your friends and family. And obviously subscribe, because that's how my video gets out there to other people that want to create as well. All right. So what did I tell you you needed? I told you you needed some pieces, didn't I? We're going to get started here. I need my bone folder first and foremost. Okay. I've not even changed my paper here. So my apologies for that. I'm just going to get the measurements that I told you so that I can tell you, repeat the measurements again. Here they are. Okay, so I told you needed 3 pieces, either Whisper White, Basic White, or Vanilla. It had to be, you know, one of those two. I told you that you needed a piece that was 4 by 5 1/4. I think these two might be the same size because one is my inside and one is my outside. Okay, so 4 by 5 1/4. I told you needed one that was 4 1/4 by 3. I told you needed one that was 3 1/4 by 2. And then I told you solid cardstock, you needed your standard card base, which is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. And we're scoring at 4 1/4. That's the measurement I always forget because it's just second nature to me and I always mess it up. And then you needed another solid piece of cardstock. I should have indicated actually that these all have to be the same color. 4 1/2 by 3 1/4. And 3 1/2 by 2 1/4. Okay, so I'm going to put my solid pieces to the side. What I'm going to do is I am actually going to take my white that is 4 by 5 1/4 and I'm going to put it down. I am going to take my next piece of paper. Those of you that have been with me for a while know what I'm doing here, but I love this technique and I always forget about it. I am actually just going to put a little piece of glue on the back, and I'm going to actually put my finger on this because I want it sticky, but I don't want it crazy sticky. So once I have the next size of white down, I'm actually going to layer it directly onto the bigger piece. Okay, so here we go. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this one. So how many of you guys have done this with me before? I know there's a few of you guys. This was a special request as a refresher, and I was like, yes, I love doing that card. However, I always forget to do it when I need a card. This is not even. So I need to make sure this stays even. This is very, very crucial, okay, that your card must be even when you layer these all the way around. If it's not even, it's going to look weird. I'm going to promise you. That's crooked. Okay. So we're going to layer this one on here. So you can do this with a glue dot or a little bit of paper. What is this? Tape. You're going to be lifting this off, so you don't want this to stick down permanently. Okay. Very, very important information. Okay. So I'm going to use one of our new stamp sets. I love, love, love the stamp set. If you're thinking about joining my club, then you probably are going to want to see this. Woo-wee, isn't it beautiful? Yes, it is. It's one of the projects we're making for our club. And it uses a stamp set. So I'm going to take the smaller flower here, and all my blocks are out in the other room because I used them for a class. And so is my Stampin' Scrub. This is going to be awesome. Okay. I'm going to use Calypso Coral for this. No, I'm actually not, because this paper is actually Flirty Flamingo. It's not Calypso Coral. Just kidding. Just kidding. I'm going to use Flirty Flamingo. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my stamp. Oh, I hope this is actually inked up. Oh, this one is not even working. Okay, change of plans. Because my Flirty Flamingo is dry as dry come. Actually, you know what I could do? Bear with me. I'm going to take my Flirty Flamingo ink, re-inker, and I'm going to re-ink up my ink pad. All of a sudden, I just had a panic attack. This was not the same color ink. Now, I will tell you, I hope to God this is the right. So, I don't know if you guys have heard me say this before, but you cannot reuse new re-inkers on old ink pads. Sorry, you cannot use old re-inkers on new ink pads. Let that sink in for a second. Old re-inkers on new ink pads. And the reason is because the ink is not formulated the same and they will not absorb into your ink pad. I'm just trying to make sure this is straight. I'm going to try and see if what this will look like. Okay. I'm going to grab, because now I've really pushed that in pretty deep. I'm just cleaning around the trim of my stamp here, just because I know I'm going to overstamp. Okay. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to randomly put this down on all 3 parts of my card. Now, those of you that have stamped with me for a very long time are laughing. And the reason you're laughing at me is because you know darn well that I don't do random. Everything has to be very strategic with me. So I'm trying my hardest to random. So don't give me too much of a hard time. Okay, so do you see what I'm doing here? I'm going over all 3 pieces of paper. There. See, now this looks, oops. See, careful when you're stamping though, friends. Careful when you're stamping and moving your stuff around. Okay, here we go. I'm going to stop right here. Now, so the key here is you want to make sure that everything stays in its spot. Okay? So what does that mean? Your paper doesn't move, right? And that everything stays the way it is. So I'm going to use the word hello on here. And I think my black ink pad is also quite dry, so this could be fun. Let's see. That's not too bad. Okay, so I'm going to use the word hello on here. I just want it to be very dark. That's really what I'm aiming for. So I'm going to go hello right here in the middle. And then I'm going to, so that's my hello. This is one of my favorite stamp sets, and it's really funny because there's something that attracted me to this stamp set, and honestly, I don't know if it's the font or the flowers, but I just love it. So I guess the other thing I should have explained is that this technique will work best with a bold type of stamp set. Hello, friend. Okay. So let me close up my ink before I end up with a disaster. And I'm going to put my stamp set back. So you see this? It looks pretty cool the way it is, right? It does. But that's not what we're going for. So let me move some stuff. I'm going to bring in my card base. Okay. And I'm actually going to glue the big piece. Maybe. I'm going to glue the big piece right down here. Okay, let's glue this one down. Cool, eh? It's really pretty, isn't it? Okay, but then we have these 2 other pieces. What are we going to do with those? Okay, I need you to comment as I'm doing this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift the next biggest layer. I'm going to slowly lift that up. You want to be very, very cautious. Don't move anything. Flip it over. Glue. And the reason I'm telling you this, once you see this card designed, you're going to understand why. You guys that have been with me for a while know what I'm doing here. Okay, So now I'm going to glue this one down here. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to take this whole piece and maybe if my glue decides to cooperate with me, that would be fantastic. There we go. Okay, so now this is crucial. This is crucial. You want to make sure that this lines up perfectly with this layer here. It's like a bit of a matching game. Love it? Okay, so now let's lift the last layer off carefully. We're going to glue, glue. So don't forget to comment. Uh-oh, I cut my piece wrong. Oh, shoot. Did I grab the wrong piece? Uh-oh. Hang on, hang on. Oh, boy. Okay, how did I mess that one up? Okay, I'm just going to grab another piece of Flirty Flamingo, I guess. Stay with me, guys. Stay with me. How the heck did I do that? I think when I was cleaning up, I think I actually took the wrong piece. Okay, what did I say this piece was supposed to be at? Oh, honestly, friends. This one is supposed to be 3.5 by 2.25. So 3.5, 3.5. Maybe I cut my white wrong. By 2.25. I think I might have cut my white wrong. Oh, what is going on with my blade? Ah! This is like real life crafting with Cindy. Oh, I cut my white wrong. Oh, shoot. This one's supposed to be 2. Now I've got glue on it. This is going to be great. 3.25. Oh, this isn't even going to work now because I've messed this up. Shoot. Okay, you know what? I'm going to forget this one right now. Darn it, darn it, darn it. Because this won't match up now. Anyway, okay, so what you're supposed to be doing is this layer is supposed to go back behind. Like this. Here, let's just pretend. Shoot, I can't believe I did that. Okay. So this will line up like this. Okay, so pretend it's right. Okay. Hopefully I didn't do that with all of them. I'll check all my measurements now before I start creating. Ah, this is going to be my favorite one. So the really key thing here is that you don't want to shift your white pieces because you're going to match them back up. Okay, so I'm going to show you my original card. This is the original one that I did. I glued it down a little bit crooked and cockeyed. Oh, that light is terrible. Here, let me turn this light off for a second. There. So I'll bring this up here so you guys can see it. Okay, it's faint, so it's hard to see. So let's go try another one. Let me check my measurements first before I do anything. Oh, I think this one I did right. Yes, okay. So this one's right. I think what I did on the other one. Oh no, I cut them both the same size. What the heck? Huh, what the heck? What the heck did I do? Okay, so this one's supposed to be 3.5 by 2.25. So that one's right. So I cut my Bermuda Bay piece incorrectly. This one I cut at, no I didn't. Oh, I did. 2 by 3.25. Oh, shoot. Did you see what I just did? Oh, I should go back to bed, friends. Let's try this again. Where's my Bermuda Bay? Hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. Okay. This is like live with me. Okay, so this cardstock is supposed to be 3.5. I just cut that paper wrong. 3.5 by 2.25. Okay, 3.5 by 2.25. Holy smokes. So then this one, and then this should be 2 by 3 1/4. Let's try this again. Oops. 2 by 3 1/4. So I know what I did here. Okay, my bad. Let's try this again. Holy schmuggies. This one will go like this. Yes. Okay. Okay. Wow, that was painful. So my instructions for this card are actually kind of funny because the white is on the top, the instructions, and I usually do it the other way. All right, let's try this one. I think I got my ducks in a row here. Okay, you guys completely confused because I am. Okay, I'm going to do, oh, that is so bright. I'm going to see if I can go this way maybe. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to glue this on. Don't make it too sticky because you want to remove it, right? Okay, so I'm going to have to fix my other one now. Let's go back and redo it. Okay, so I'm going to layer this on top. Make sure this is right. Okay, and then this one is going to layer on top here. Okay, like this. There. Okay, so now for this card, I'm using Two-Tone Flora, which is my absolute positive favorite stamp set. And I know it's a floral, and you guys are like, oh, it's just another flower. Yeah, it is just another flower. But, listen to me, friends. It's an incredible floral. So, I'm going to use this one here. This is a 2-step stamping. So, what does that mean to you? Well, this means that you actually stamp this twice, which makes it even more interesting. So, I'm going to actually use Coastal Cabana as my base color. And I know I'm using Bermuda Bay, but I'm going to use Coastal Cabana. Let's try to ink up the whole ink pad, or ink stamp set, I mean. And I'm going to stamp here. Okay. And then I'm going to come over here. I'm going to do this one. Oops, that did not stamp very well. It's okay. I'm going to leave it. And then I'm going to come over here and do this one. Are you guys like laughing your heads off at me because I like totally messed that up? Yep, that's because I cut the measurement. I cut the white the same measurement as the solid. Okay. I think I'm going to stop there. And the reason I think I'm going to stop there is because if I keep going, I know I'm going to mess this up, right? Okay. So, that's my Coastal Cabana. So, 2-step stamping, if you've never done 2-step stamping, is so much fun. And the really great thing about 2-step stamping is that a lot of times the stamps don't match up perfectly. So, what does that mean? It means that you are going to come do your second part of your stamp, and I'm going to show you what I mean here in just a second. And it doesn't line up perfectly, so there's no right or wrong, right? So, I'm coming in with my Bermuda Bay now. And I'm using the outline of the stamp. So I'm going to come over here and line that up as best as I can. How pretty that is. Can you see this? You guys have got to see this. See how pretty that is? Gorgeous. That's gorgeous. Okay, here's this one. Oh my gosh, this one might be my favorite. So if there is a stamp set that you need to buy out of the book, I'm going to tell you it's probably this one. And I know you're going to say, oh, it's just another flower. I have so many flowers. You absolutely do. Because if you do, I know I do. I mean, if I do, I know you do. But honestly, this flower set is probably one of the best ones I have seen in a long time. So, oops, I just dropped. And my next card, I've just dropped all the pieces on the ground. So there we go. So this is two-tone flora. And what I'm going to actually do here is I'm going to take, hang on, let me think for a second. I know you guys are thinking, oh boy, that's dangerous. Wait till she thinks. No, I promise, I'll be okay. I'm going to take this little gaffer. If you saw my desk right now, it was clean the other day. Well, no, it was tidied the other day. It is a disaster right now. And yeah, just a disaster. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in this little flower with the Bermuda. And I'm just going to do this. So, just to kind of fill it in a little bit. Okay. So, all right, let me put the stamp back so I don't lose it. Because those of you that know me know. I wonder if I could do this one in a thanks. What do you think? Thanks. You think I can pull that one off? I think I probably could. I'm going to do it in not Bermuda. Okay, are you guys laughing at me? You should be. You should be laughing at me. I'm using Parakeet Party for this one. Is that what it's called? Parakeet Party. Okay. There you go, thanks. Ooh, snap! Pretty. Okay, here we go. So, be sure to go back and watch all the other videos that I've done. I was really hoping over the holidays to actually get more videos shot and posted for you guys, but that didn't happen. So it's going to be my focus for 2023. That is my goal, is to get more videos up for you to watch, but I need your help to do that. Okay, so here I am. I've got this. It's pretty. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to glue and glue, and hopefully this one works out because I recut the paper, right? Okay, you guys can see this. I'm lining this up. There we go. Putting it down. I'm going to lift my second layer. I'm going to glue. I can't believe I messed that last one up. That is just too funny. I was also prepared and everything. So I'm going to glue this one down. Y'all can see what I'm doing, right? Okay. Now, I'm going to glue this one. Okay, so now we're lifting and we're lining this up right where it needs to be. Okay, now, moment of truth. Lift, glue, glue. I can't believe I messed that up. Dang. Okay. Here we go. That's what happens when you're trying to rush, right? Don't ever rush. Rushing is never a good thing. Okay, here we go. Line it up, friends. Line it up. And if you did it right, it should look like that. Is that pretty? Oh my gosh, I think this one might be my favorite. Okay. I love Bermuda Bay. And then with the green, this is going to make a nice thank you card for somebody. Who do you think is going to get this thank you card? Would you like me to send it to you? Because I can. All right, so there's that one. One more. Let's do one more, see if I can get my ducks in a row here. Okay, last one I'm going to do. I'm going to have to redo that Calypso Coral one. Nature's Print. Nature's Print is the one I'm using here, and I think I'm going to use this. I think is what I want to use. I better check my papers first, though, right? Let's check my papers and make sure we got ourselves right. I have a feeling I cut something wrong here. I'm just thinking. Yeah, I think my white, I think I cut my white. What did I cut my white? 3.5. Oh, okay, so I just need to cut this at 3.25. 3.25 by 2. I just cut it too big. So I could have sliced down my first one, but the problem is that it wouldn't have lined up properly, right? Because I cut off that little bit. So now if I test this, this should fit on here beautifully. This should fit on here beautifully. Yeah, we're good, we're good. Okay, let's do this. All right, so we are taking our second layer. So tell me, what do you guys think of this card? Are you loving it? I have a card already picked out for next week, and it's a different fold. It's one that got sent to me in the mail by Stampin' Up, and it's not really different, but it's fun, and it's just a slight variation on a standard card. And as soon as I opened it, I was like, I love this. I can't wait to make this card. So you're going to have to make sure you come back next week so that we can make the card together. Okay, so I just put some glue on the back here, and I'm just putting my finger on it to de-stick it a little bit, just because I don't want my paper to rip when it comes up. So if you have a glue dots will work well for this as well. You're more than welcome to do that. Okay, so I'm just layering these 3 on top of each other. For this one, guys, I'm actually going to use my Starry Sky ink pad for this. And the reason I'm doing Starry Sky is because my Night of Navy ink is really, really dry. And the Starry Sky is such a great alternative to Old Navy. So if you have the Old Navy and you want to use it, go ahead. But if you're ever stuck and looking for an alternative, Starry Sky is a great alternative to Old Navy. Or sorry, not Old Navy, Night of Navy. I kept saying that. I thought, that sounds funny. I feel like that's not really the name. No, it's because it's called Night of Navy. Not Old Navy, Night of Navy. Okay. All right, so I'm going to actually go this way with this. Okay. And I'm going to come this way. Now, if you want to stamp your sentiment first, in the middle, you absolutely could do that. Okay. There's really no right or wrong to this per se. Yeah. Okay. So let me clean this off. And I think what I'm going to do is, oops, I'm just going to do a hello there, maybe in the middle. So that's Starry Sky. And I'm going to go hello there. I think that looks awesome. So the bolder the image, the better your card will come out. And I probably did not tell you that in the instructions. Just get a small block here. Oh, this is my stamp. So there's one of my stamps. I couldn't figure out which one it was that kept coming apart, and I found it. It's this one. So I'm actually going to maybe use, I'm going to try using basic gray on this one and see if I can get some ink on there. A lot of my ink pads are drying up, and I can't quite figure out if it's the temperature in here or what the heck's going on. So hello there. Hello there. I think she's looking beautiful. All right. So if there is a video you would like me to do, there is a technique that you've seen, there's a card you're like, oh, how did they do this? You're going to have to reach out to me and ask me, send me a picture, and ask me how they did it. And I would love to do a video on it. If you have not signed up for, I'm trying to get the stamp back in here. If you have not signed up for my, okay, I don't know if that's not going in, masking class yet, you definitely want to do that. Oh boy, so cool. I stopped myself at 5 projects, but I have a feeling I may be adding more because it's just such a fun, I messed this up. It's just such a fun, product. So I just want to guess everything I've told you. See, my brain, honestly, guys, is still not working the way it should. But I'm trying. So you want to be very, very careful as you're pulling your pieces off, because if your pieces get all mixed up, you're not going to have your card lining up properly. Okay, so that's why I like doing the base, then this one. And and then the next piece. Sorry, my thoughts are, it's kind of scary to be in this brain these days. Okay, so what I will do is once we are all done, I will show you the cards that I did. I'll zoom in on them so you can see them a little bit better. And there we go. Oh, this one's pretty too. This one's pretty too. You see this one? So stinking cute. Now I need to put some pearls or something there. Rhinestones or something. I need to put some bling bling there. Oh, I need to put the inside in the card too. How about we do that? I am probably the worst person for putting insides in my cards when I stamp them. And I don't know why. It just makes my life so much easier if I do it right when I stamp the card. Okay, so here we are, friends. This is what we're doing. Let me zoom in a little bit. Let me zoom. Okay, so this was my original card that I did. It's very pale. I used a Pool Party and the yellow, and you can see how I glued it down crooked because this was mine to make sure I had the measurements right. And then I just did this one, and see if I cut this down, it won't match. It won't match. I'm sure it won't. I think it's 2 by 3 1/4. Is this what I wanted? I'm going to try it anyway, because you know what? I can't mess it up any more than I already did. This is going to be 2 by 3 1/4. So I'm going to do, and take a little bit off this side. Ooh. Well, I think I just totally messed that up. I did. Okay. Anyway, that was even worse. I'll just redo this one. Okay. This was my boo-boo card. Let's not talk about that one. Let's talk about these two, because these two turned out fantastic, didn't they not? So you'll see that the bolder the image, the better the card turns out. But you really do want to make sure that you keep these 3 pieces of paper in line so you don't mess them up, because otherwise your flowers won't match up, right? And then here I didn't do a flower. I did the leaves, and I think this one turned out well. So I think these two are my favorite. But again, just have your wits about you when you're doing this. Apparently I did not have my wits about me when I was doing it. And I messed up the very first one. So I'll go back and I'll redo that card. But I need you to tell me which one was your favorite. And don't say this one because then I'll feel bad. You can say this one. Actually, this one would have turned out amazing if I had done it properly. So I will probably redo that one. So there's these two. So what I am actually going to do, because if you stuck to the end, if you've stuck till the end with me and you've been commenting with me all along and putting up with my craziness, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick at least one person, probably more than one person, but I'm going to pick one person for sure. And I am going to randomly draw for that person to earn a prize. Okay, so I need you to comment it all the way through, so I'm just going to randomly go through the comments and I'm going to pick somebody who's commented and they're going to win a prize from me. Okay, I'm not sure what yet. I got to find something. I've got drawers and drawers full of stuff, and if there's lots of comments, then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to draw 2 people, maybe 3 people. I'm in this giveaway mood, like get stuff going, let's give stuff away to friends. So I will start giving those prizes away. So let's recap for a minute here. So January, I'm going to give you a new hostess code, which I have not done as of yet. I know I need to do that. I will do that for you. And when you place a minimum $50 order with me, your name is going to go in the draw for Fill the Bag. And what is Fill the Bag? Well, Fill the Bag is at the beginning of the month, I start a bag, and for every $50 order that I receive from you, my customers, I am going to put your name, I put one item in the bag for each person who places a $50 order before shipping, handling, and taxes, remember. And then at the end of the month, all those people who placed orders, I draw and I pick a name, and one person wins the entire contents of the bag. Now, it's my discretion what gets put in the bag, but I will tell you in the past what has been put in there is designer series paper, paper pumpkins, embellishments, ribbon, all sorts of stuff. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2, it's celebration time. So for every $60 that you place with me before shipping, handling, and taxes, you get to pick an exclusive stamp set out of that little book that I showed you. And so then that's 2 things that you get. And I will also send you a gift in the mail. Okay? So you want to put the orders in. You're going to put the orders in anyway. So you might as well get the benefits from it, right? But if you don't want to place an order, you are more than welcome to attend any of my classes or clubs. I do have the paper share. I have a club that's starting. I have the masking class coming up. I have the birthday buffet class. Yeah, some really, really cool things coming up. So be sure to message me. Be sure to sign up for those classes. And don't wait. And I cannot accept late registrations, guys. I just can't do it. I have got to think about the prep time, the ordering time, the prep time, the organizing time that I need on my end to get ready for all those things, okay? So please, if you're interested, please message me as soon as possible. I ask that you fill out the Google form because this brain up here these days, not so pretty. So it just helps me keep everything organized. If you have any questions or concerns, I please ask you to reach out to me. But most importantly, I really want you to share this video with your friends. Like and share it. Be sure to join my channel. I appreciate all of that. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I look forward to coming back with more videos. But definitely be sure to come back next week because I got a card for you. Okay? All right. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Have a great day. Post your pictures on my VIP page. Please post your pictures. I love seeing them. Maybe we'll have to do a draw. For everybody who posts the picture, I'll have to put all your names in a draw and draw a prize. I'm like prize mania these days, friends. So, all right. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day. We'll talk soon. Bye, everybody.